Are you tired of going to the gym and seeing no results? These are 3 mistakes I see all beginners making, and I want to help you. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you can make sure that you don't make any of these mistakes. Oh, and I forgot, I've got a gift if you watch all the way to the end. I've got a little surprise, man, and I think you'll like this. So before I go any further, please like, share, and subscribe because it does help. And I can see you watching, so please help a brother out. So I've got my pen and my whiteboard. I'm gonna break it down for you as quickly and as simply as I can. But it all starts with one thing. And this is something I see too many people doing, especially guys with egos when they go to the gym as a beginner. And it's this, P-L-A-N, a plan. If you are going to the gym without a plan, you are already failing. I'm sorry to say it, but you're already failing. Structure equals freedom, but also structure equals results. Because the more structure you have, the more you plan, the more you know what's happening, the more likely you are to see progress. And guess what? If I plan everything, I know where I may be going wrong. If I know all my numbers, I know what I need to change. So think about it this way. You wouldn't go into an exam without planning for it. All right, some people do and they do very well. But in health and fitness, it don't work like that. So you need to treat every time you go to the gym like trying to pass the test. You're passing a test every time you do it. You know, I'm passing a test for the day. So the plan is quite simple. You need a training plan. That plan needs to be structured. It also needs to have something that we call progressive overload. If you know anything about health and fitness, you will know that in order for you to improve your health and fitness, you'd actually need to be making it harder each time. So quite simply adding a little bit of weight. Now you can't add weight every single week, of course, but over the course of months, of years, you need to be slowly creeping it up. At some point you will hit a plateau, but for you, if you're a beginner making these 3 mistakes, then of course you don't need to worry about that for now, to be honest. So just get the basics right. So plan all your workouts and make sure you've got a overall long-term overarching plan that's going to help you get amazing results. All right, so that's the first thing. Planning. And if you're not planning, you're failing. So you're probably thinking, what's number 2? Well, this is a mistake I see even more advanced people making, but beginners are the worst at this. And it's usually because they don't invest in getting help for this one. So I'm going to show you right now, and it is technique. I'm just gonna put techers. If you're from England, you know exactly what I mean when I say that. Some of you guys ain't got no techers. You ain't squatting properly, you ain't lunging properly, you ain't bench pressing properly, you ain't doing your push-ups properly with your elbows all flaring out and that. The first thing you really should be thinking about, aside from planning, is getting your technique right. And yes, you could use machines and stuff like that, but even machines, there's a technique to using that as well. So my advice is, if you're a guy struggling to see any progress in your gym sessions and you've been doing it for a little while, you need to think about improving your technique, squatting deeper, lunging properly, deadlifting without breaking your back in half. And the problem here is that a lot of people don't want to invest. So my advice is get a PT, get someone that's going to help you with your technique, even if it's a friend. And maybe the friend is not in the best shape possible, but if you can't afford a PT, like get somebody to help you with your technique, because it's embarrassing and it's not a good look if you're a guy in the gym just, you know, just curling but you're swinging all over the place, or deadlifting with your back, you know, back to breaking off. Like, you need to think about these things, because for you to see progress with your training, your technique has to be good and your technique has to improve over time, because technique is going to be the basis of everything. You should be able to feel every single rep. And if you don't know about the mind to muscle connection, it is a real thing, and studies have been done that actually shows that when guys try to activate and really reach for this mind to muscle connection, there's been better results in the long term. So slowing things down, getting the technique right, not ego lifting, is really, really important. And this is the 3rd mistake I see people making. And this is the most annoying one for me. And I even teach my clients to stop doing this. And that is getting way too comfortable with your weight selection. I'm just gonna put weights. But weights, you need to lift heavier. You can't be scared to lift heavier. The problem that beginners have in the gym is they do the same thing over and over and over and over again, and they wonder why they don't get results. But this ties into the first thing, which is planning, because if you don't plan your workouts and if you don't track your workouts, then you don't know how much you're lifting. So you get caught in this cycle of doing the same every single week, every single day, without seeing any progress. And that is a problem, because guess what? If you want to get stronger and bigger muscles, you should be lifting heavier weight, or intensifying it with more reps and more sets, or minimizing your rest time up to a certain degree. So you have to think about how you can manipulate your training to get maximum results. And unfortunately, too many beginners are sticking with the same weight and failing. And that's why their body isn't changing. How many times have you been to the gym and you see that guy in the gym and he looks the same for that last 2 years, and you're like, right, is this guy even training, bro? Like, is he getting better? Like, he's just looking the same. And that's a problem. So there you have it. Those are the 3 mistakes. No plan, no accountability, no technique. Get those 3 things right, your training will go absolutely through the roof. But I got honorable mention that I forgot to say, and that is food. Too many beginners are going to the gym, they're training and their training is okay, but they're not eating right. So if there's one thing I would say, aside from everything I just said, is get your food right, because the food is really gonna be the biggest game changer for you. Because when you start eating right and you start putting yourself in a position where your calories are being hit, your macros are being hit, you're getting enough protein, you'll be absolutely fine. And if you wanna know how much protein to have, I've got a guide that I've just stuck in the description of this YouTube video. Plus, I did say I had something for you if you watched all the way to the end, and that is a free workout booklet. It's a 2-week workout booklet. You can even repackage it, make it your own. I promise you that's going to get you in amazing shape over the next 6-8 weeks if you just keep reusing those 2 weeks and progressing the workouts and using what I just said. Okay, get some accountability and also make sure you start lifting heavier over time. So that's it. If you want to get in amazing shape, make sure you download that guide. And if you want to know exactly what you need to do to use my 8-week training method, which keeps me in shape all year round, watch this video right here. Peace.